So this is my ceiling fan support box that I just purchased, and I just want to install it. Let me show you where. Here, you can look at it. There is the cable, as you can see, and this is actually the ceiling here. Actually, it's a new job here. So that's what I want to show you, how I'm going to install a ceiling fan box here. So let's see what we have in this box. If you're going to open it, okay, so open it here. And really, that's what we have there. There is nothing here. It's really empty. Okay, so you need to actually unscrew this screw with your hand. It's simple. And then there is a plate here that I remove. Okay, this plate, as you can see here. And here what you have is an instruction. It's quite simple. Let you know how to do it, but that's what I'm going to do. But just what I want to show you here, all the screws are here. Okay, as you can see, all of them are here in this nylon box, and you also have the conduit here, which I'm going to tell you what it's doing very soon. And here is a box, which means that you can actually increase and decrease with no problem until 20 inch, I believe. And here it's like 10 inch. And that is the box, the electrical box here. Guess what? You can actually remove it and just move the electrical box as you need. Now it's in the center. I don't need to move it, so I will leave it like that. And I'm just going to show you how easy it is to install this fan box. So if I can measure between here to here, so really the minimum is actually 14 inch. And it can increase, let me see how. I believe 24 inch, 25 inch. So this fan box actually can accommodate between 24 inch to 14 inch. And remember, usually the distance between the joists in the ceiling is minimum 16 inch. Okay, so that's okay, and we can work with it with no problem. So if we look at it here to see what's going on, so if I'm going to flip it, you can see it's actually going like that. Here is the ceiling, it's going inside here. And what I want to show you here, if you're going to take this piece of cartoon out, some kind of rubber here also, remove it. So you can see what I have here. See, here I have holes for screws to screw it to the joist. And here it will go until the joist, which means it will go here, sitting here. So it's very, very easy to work with, very comfortable, and you don't need to worry much when you install it. So let's start installing it in the joist. Now, before I'm going to install it, we need to do something. I want to show you. See this kind of circle here? It's a piece of metal. Here, here, and also you have it here. Okay, that is one of them going to be the place where the electrical wire will go in. Okay, so you need actually to remove this piece of metal where you think the electrical wire will go. So I prefer to remove one of these holes here. See, these are it, and that one I will not put it because the wire coming from up. So the first thing you need to do, you need to remove these metal box and to put the conduit before you're going to install it. You can do it afterwards, but it's going to be more difficult. Okay, so that's easy to do. So let's do it. So to remove, let's say to remove this piece of metal, okay, you need to take a screwdriver and just knock it down. Okay, it's not going to be so easy, but you have to try it, correct? And you see, it's become very easy actually. Some of them are difficult. So you can see here, that is the hole. And if you look here, you can see this is the piece of it. And you have to be very careful because they're very sharp. Okay, so sometimes it's difficult to take them out. You see, you can use the screwdriver here to just flip it one or twice and that's enough. Okay, you're already done, that's it. You can even stay if you want. So that's the stuff. You can see the hole here. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the conduit, because the conduit is the most important thing. The cable will go through the conduit. The conduit really does two things. One, it protects the cable from the sharp metal here. The second thing, it holds the cable to its place. The cable, the wire cable, electrical cable cannot really move after that. So that's why it's very important to put here the conduit. So you can see this is the piece of metal that was here before. We just remove it. This is the conduit, as you can see here, and you can see this conduit is really cheap one, but it can work with. It's coming with the package. You can actually squeeze it, okay? And in order to put it inside the hole, I'm squeezing it and put it in. Okay, squeeze it and just put it. That's it. So you have a conduit inside. And now what I have to do after I'm installing, I can actually just put the wire through this conduit. Okay, so now this conduit will protect the wire and will put the wire in its place that you cannot move it. This is the room that I'm remodeling, and you can see the wire in the middle. This is the place where I'm putting the fan. The fan is actually going to be in the center of the room, and that's for efficiency. You really want to put the fan, or the fan with the light, in the center of the room, and that's why I put it there. This is the location I'm going to put the fan, and I just want to say about the distance between the two joists here. It's actually 16, but it's actually from the center of the joist. The real distance between the two, the internal distance between the two joists, actually 14.5 inches. So we're very close to it, because the minimum there is 14 inches. So we're going to be okay with that. These are the screws that coming with the box, okay? You can see here there is 4 screws, 2 for each side of the box, okay? And there is another small screw, which is a green screw for the ground, okay? And what is interesting here, if you look here, you can see it actually have 6 places to put the screws, but they give you only 2 for each side. So you know what, I'm going to use only 2 because that's what they recommended. But if you want, you can use more than 2. You can actually use 6 if you want, for each one. And let me tell you something, this fan box can hold until 70-pound fan. Okay, so you know what, I just want to show you something here. If you look at that, you see where it's actually going to the joist here. You can see there are 2 sharp metal here, that 1 and 2 here, okay? And what's interesting in that, what you're doing here, you really knock this handle to the joist with a hammer first, and then you actually secure it with screw. So this is another interesting thing. You can see here, that's 1, 2. So this is going to be even easier to install something like that. And you can see here, you see that's place, that is your really reference. You need to attach it to the joist, to the bottom of the joist. Both of them is one, and the second one is here. So let's make guarantee the deal with this box will install properly in the joist, between the joists. Okay, there is another thing that I have to do here before I install it, and I just tried to skip it, but it seems to me impossible to work with that, put it on a joist. So there is 2 screws here that you can see here, 2 nuts. Really, that's what's going on. And so what I try to do is to remove this box. You have to remove this box before installation, otherwise it's going to be very difficult to do. And what I'm using here a socket 10mm. Put it here and just remove it. Okay, so that's what I have to do. I have to remove the box, so that's what I'm doing now. So let me just remove the box. Remove the nut here, just release all of them with the socket, and then I can actually use my hand here and you can see the nut is here, first nut and then the second nut. Okay, and this is the two nuts. You have to keep them because without that, this is a specific nut, you cannot lose them. And now we just need to take this box, and you have this box out. And guess what? This one is by far easy to install without the box. Okay, we can put it like that now.
Yeah.
Okay, one is in. The way it looks after I actually screw this fan box. Okay, so let me show you how it's look here. Okay, and here, as you can see, you see that one is actually stuck. It's actually in the joist here, and the same thing here. That's really the reference. I use this drill with this socket 516 in order to close, to screw, okay, or attach the screw to the joist. Put this box back, and you see this is the piece that's sitting on the handle, on the box handle. Here it is. Just put it in the center, as you can see here. Okay, so this is very easy to really put. You can take it out here and just put it, insert it, and put it wherever you think. You should put it in the center. I attach the box to the handle here, as you can see, and I still need to attach this nut strongly in order to attach it properly to the handle here that you can see. Let me just attach it and show you the end result. This is the socket I used in order to attach the nut to the box. Let me show you here. Okay, so I use this socket here and just attach it with this socket. So now you really need to attach it very strong. Okay, and now it's actually finished. That's the way it's look. Okay, the only thing left is to take this wire that you can see here and just put it through the conduit. So that's the last thing I'm going to do. So just pull the wire through the conduit. Let me show you here what's going on. Okay, I took this plier and I just really pull it strongly because it's very difficult when it's going through the conduit, but that is the way it's supposed to be, because this conduit, what it does, he actually protects this wire but also doesn't let it go out. Okay, so he really attach himself to this wire, as you can see here, and that's really the end of this job. The only thing we need to do now is to put the drywall on the ceiling and then install a new fan. Thank you for watching this video.